President Biden preparing to address the United Nations General Assembly in New York as tensions really flare on the world stage. This comes just a day after the Pentagon announced that more U.S. troops are headed to the Middle East. Doug Luzader has more this morning from Washington. Doug, good morning.
Good morning. And the president is speaking at the United Nations right now. This is the last address that he will make to the UN General Assembly, talking about plenty of challenges abroad.
President Joe Biden arrives for the UN General Assembly in New York, holding an umbrella and preparing for a gathering storm.
I've been briefed on the latest developments in Israel and Lebanon.
Yesterday, he met with the president of the United Arab Emirates in the Oval Office, talking about the expanding war between Israel and Hezbollah in Lebanon.
We're working to de-escalate in a way that allows people to return to their homes safely.
And with the UN General Assembly this week as a backdrop, there's no shortage of conflicts. Israel squaring off with Hezbollah in the north, Hamas in Gaza, the ongoing war in Ukraine. And the Pentagon just announced that a small number of additional U.S. troops are heading to the Middle East. The Biden administration has acknowledged that efforts to broker a ceasefire in Gaza haven't worked, blaming the leader of Hamas.
It certainly is the case that he has done nothing in the recent weeks to prove that he's willing to move this forward in a good faith way. He is the major obstacle, no question about it.
We're reaping what Biden has sown.
Republicans accuse the administration of weakness abroad, but for Biden, this farewell of sorts at the United Nations will be a final effort to enhance the role of the U.S. in what he sees as a critical international institution.
He will no doubt spend some time talking about his legacy. Now, later in the week, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky will be coming here to Washington to meet with Biden. As far as the election is concerned, Zelensky is clearly kind of hedging his bets. He's also going to be meeting with Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump. Deena.
Boy, these are all such issues that are so contentious right now, and of course are going to carry on into the election and maybe impact the election in some way, Doug. This issue in the Middle East, certainly we've watched it for decades. What is the plan to de-escalate this, if there is any plan?
Well, you're talking about two different conflicts now, dealing with Israel, dealing with just both Hamas and Hezbollah, and it's pretty jarring how quickly things have escalated to the north with Hezbollah. Now, is there an off-ramp there? It's not clear. As far as the talks with Hamas are concerned, the White House is kind of openly admitting now that they're not getting anywhere. It doesn't mean they're giving up, but they're really having some difficulty brokering a ceasefire there.
Just terrifying, the unpredictability of it all. Pretty frightening stuff. Doug Luzader, thank you as always. We'll check in with you soon.